Beebe's Handmade. This is a podcast all about creating your own handmade wardrobe, whether that is knitting or sewing. Today is a knitting podcast. I have got some sewing content coming up, so if you're a dressmaker, make sure you subscribe so that you can see when I put that content up, which is going to be soon. So I'm Stevie and I am the host of Beebe's Handmade. I am also the dyer behind Curated Yarn Co, which is luxe hand-dyed yarn made in the UK. So we have a lot to get through today. We've had Christmas. It wasn't quite how we imagined it for lots of people. I'm sure that's the same all over the world, but here in the UK we kind of anticipated it, to be honest, but due to COVID they initially said 5 days, 3 households could be together for 5 days, and then they said a couple of days before Christmas, no, it's too dangerous, what we're going to do is cut that down to 1 day. Luckily we had already planned not to have our normal Christmas this year, so that was all fine. We did ours with our support bubble, which was Dave's family, so that was lovely, although a bit sad I couldn't be with my family this year. So, all that aside, because there's been Christmas, there's been a few little goodies come into my life. I'm going to do a little bit of shop news possibly at the end if you're interested in Curated Yarn Co. But let's get on to the main event, which is finished objects. I have one. I'm wearing it. It's my Whitmoor sweater. So this is my Whitmoor sweater. I've literally just finished it. So ends aren't even woven in. That's how new this is. Super shiny and new. So I'm sorry if you can see ends on things. So this is the Whitmoor sweater by Amy Loudon, who is Little Tailoress or Tailoress Studios. Like me, she's had a few changes of name over the years. And I love it. I really love it. Actually, I know that everyone that's made it loves it, but I really love it. So it is this beautiful lace. I'll insert a video. I have done a little video of me giving you a twirl. Yes, so it is this gorgeous lace yoke, and the detail on the lace of where it hits is really thought out. It's really beautiful. You can tell she designed sewing patterns as well. So look at the points of the lace, so they just go straight down the arm. They perfectly line up at the front, no bother. The yarn is Rosy by Birdstreet UK. I'm sure that they are changing their name. It was Mr. B's yarn, and I think they're now Birdstreet yarn. So I'm not sure if they've done their full launch of the new name, but they have told people that they are changing their name. So this is Birdstreet yarn in the Rosy colourway, along with Biche, Buche, Petit Mohair in the Beige colourway. And it is absolutely beautiful, especially softened by the mohair, and it is so soft. It feels quite dressy actually. Normally I wouldn't, that's not true, I do like a dressy jumper, but I think I will make another one of these. This one feels really neutral, which is exactly what I wanted. Initially when I started the project, you might remember that I started with a pink yarn with the mohair, same mohair, and it just wasn't working. And I saw Rosy and I thought, no, that's exactly what I need, is a neutral that complements my skin tone, because I'm quite pale, as you can see. Pale and interesting, I suppose. And because I'm so pale, neutrals can look a bit strange. But because this has the pops of pink in it, it just lifts enough that the neutral looks okay on me. And so I've put a dark lipstick on just to kind of complement that. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It was a lovely knit. I really enjoyed the lace. Because the lace is symmetrical, I noticed that I really enjoy symmetrical lace because I don't have to think too hard, because I have a central point at which I can say, okay, so it's this pattern this way, and I just reverse it for the next bit. And so that helps me keep on track. With my Hocus Pocus sweater by Michael Shawn, there's one chart which is the word chart, and I really struggled with it because it wasn't symmetrical, and that was a real surprise to me. I didn't realise that I like lace that's symmetrical, rhythmic, but I'd recommend this to anybody. It's such a lovely pattern. I'm definitely going to make another one, probably just in plain DK and probably in Curated Yarn Co. I have got Byzantium in mind, or maybe Klimt. So yes, I have that in my head ready to kind of start another one. I think I'd like a colour, but maybe kind of like a tonal rather than a speckle, because this is a speckle. But I love it. It's gorgeous, and I've chatted about it for far too long. So yes, really love this. I'm really happy with it. That's all I have to say about it, really. This is my only FO of the podcast. I was hoping that I would be able to knit my son a little hoodie with a dinosaur hood. Unfortunately, I just I ran out of time. It is almost done, and I could have really pushed myself and done like nights and whatever to get it done, but it just wasn't worth it. In the end, I just thought, he's not even 2. He's not gonna know, and I'm knitting the 4 to 5 size, I think. Have it in this amazing bag by Woolly Wonders. Yes, so a little tag there, Woolly Wonders. Oh, I love this bag. If you've watched my Vlogmas, you will have seen this before. If you haven't, you can check out all the Vlogmas, it's all still up there. And yes, I purchased this gorgeous bag to have a Christmassy project bag to knit his jumper in. So it's knit in pieces. Let me show you the pattern. So it is this unbelievably cute. In fact, my mum bought me the pattern, I think. We were in a yarn shop together because she's recently started crocheting and knitting a little bit. And she saw it and she's like, oh my god. And I saw it and was like, oh my god. Oh, and I've got lipstick on it. Never mind. Right, so this is it. It is Bambino 9758. Look how cute the model is. Oh. So yes, so this is the little cardigan. It's knit in pieces, so it doesn't look like a lot of work. And actually it hasn't been that much work. But I have the back. It's in this lovely navy. This is Sirdar Snuggly DK. So that is the back. It's a raglan construction for the cardigan. So I have a back. That way I have a left front, I have a right front, and I started to knit the sleeves 2 at a time because I'm finding the pattern, it's a nice pattern, it's not for beginners, I would argue. I'm sure it's difficult because beginners always go to a yarn shop, and if it's an old-fashioned yarn shop like this one was that we go to occasionally, they don't really have any advice on whether the patterns are easy or not. And my mum sort of looked at it and thought, I don't know, it looks okay, but I'm not sure. But I wouldn't advise that she knit this because I found it tricky, just because it assumes a lot of knowledge. So this is a Bambino pattern by Stylecraft, which is like a big knitting pattern company here. But it looks fairly like, oh yeah, I could do that. But it assumes a lot of knowledge. So in terms of the patterning, the pattern is easily memorisable, but when you're doing your decreases either side, it assumes that you know that you need to stay in pattern. And so things like that, even I find that a little bit tricky to work out. Okay, so I've decreased here, so I now am further on in the pattern than I thought I was. Which row am I on? Which, you know, you need to be able to read your knitting in order to do that. So here are my sleeves 2 at a time. This is the first go at doing 2 at a time, which is why it's a bit of a mess in the middle. But I'm enjoying it actually. I thought I would hate it. I thought it would drive me insane. But because I do helical knitting on circular sweaters, you know, knitting around sweaters, I'm not finding this that difficult to do the yarn management and to remember where I am. So I'm quite happy knitting those two at a time. So I have the body and I have that much of the sleeves left. So all I need to do is finish the sleeves, which are quite big pieces really because they're flat and they're raglan. So that needs to happen. Then it's picking up, is it picking up the collar? Yeah, so then it's the hood and then the collar, which is the logical way. It threw me because it says for the collared jacket first, because there's a little second pattern, which nobody's going to make that one, are they? They just want a dinosaur. I mean, it's cute, but they want a dinosaur hood. So yes, the next thing after the sleeves is the hood, and then we have the neckband, which is easy peasy lemons, isn't it? So I have this much yarn left, and I'm doing 2 at a time on the sleeves. I'm hoping I might get a sleeve done with that, and then I have enough hopefully for the hood. I only have 3 balls, and this says that I need at least 4 of something else. So I am playing yarn chicken a little bit, but it's a commercial yarn. I can get it anywhere, and I'm not going to worry too much if the dye lot is different, as he is a tiny human and he will probably wreck it. So yes, so that's where we're at with that one. So I've got a couple more whips. This one I'm kind of thinking I might frog. Again, if you've watched the vlog, you will have seen this. This is the Koru Hat pattern by Libby Johnson. And so this is lovely, but I made a mistake. It's not anything to do with the pattern, it's me not reading the pattern, as usual. So, ooh, extra bit of yarn there. So this is the Koru, and it looks beautiful. Oh, it's because it's waste yarn, got it. It's kind of like this extra weird yarn on here. It's waste yarn. So, I got 2 taller than this. I got 2 about here, and realised I'd started doing the decreases, but in here, and I was like, it's really short. I don't know why it's really short. It's because Stevie doesn't read patterns properly, and Stevie didn't do 2 rounds of this lace chart. She'd done 1 lace, 1 decrease. Muppet. So, never mind, it's fine, but ripping back lace, not my favourite thing. So I put in a line, as you can see here, and you will have seen this on my vlogs if you've watched any of Vlogmas, and I've ripped it back to there. Problem being, I don't think the line's straight, and I think I'm on a higher line in some places and a lower line on the other. So my temptation is to just rip the lace back to the ribbing and just start again. It is absolutely, there's no mistakes in this lace, I know, because I was super careful and I spent loads of time over it and I really enjoyed it. This, I would say, is not beginner lace, this Koru. It's got twisted stitches in it and normal knit stitches and purl stitches and yarn overs, and so it's a little bit more complicated. I think I would argue they're probably, I mean, in order to move them, they're not cables, they're central double decreases in there. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is a beginner's pattern, but I really enjoyed it nonetheless. It was stuff that I could handle, and again, symmetrical, love a symmetrical pattern. So I don't mind doing it again. I think what I will probably do is, there is a detail, I think I've shown this before, there's a detail in the pattern whereby you do a few rows of knit and then you do a few rows of twisted stitches, and it comes out with this kind of like texture. Oh, a bit green there, sorry. Yeah, it comes out with this texture, and I'm not mad on the texture, and it's quite a lot of effort to do the texture. So if I do rip it back, I think I'll just do a normal knit and it'll be a lot quicker. The yarn is Dahlia by Norah in her DK. This is a 100% merino DK. It's very squishy and very soft, and it's a really lovely colour, and I'm looking forward to being able to wear it because I think I don't have a soft coloured hat, and I just really thought it's so attractive. Yeah, I just thought it would be a really nice colour for me, which it's all the pinks and purples that I love. So that one's in the naughty corner really at the moment, but I probably will rip it back to the ribbing and then just treat it as a new project. So the other one that I have is the Fairy Light Socks by Helen Stewart, which I've left downstairs. The fourth, who knows. So the next project that I've been working on kind of consistently is the Fairy Light Socks by Helen Stewart. So here they are. This yarn is Long Deep Stash. I've been meaning to make these socks out of this yarn for ages. The yarn is Lay Family yarn, and it was an Afternoon Tea Club sparkle, so it's got a bit of stellina in it, and it's something to do with unicorn cake, powered by unicorn cake. It came with a really lovely stitch marker by Chapel View Crafts, of a rainbow cake, I think. And it's so pretty. I really enjoyed this. This is nice and easy texture, and I'm just on the rib part. Only thing I'm thinking is I think you're meant to knit with a 2.5, and I think I misread my chow goose and I've knit it on the 3. You know, like on your needles sometimes you have like the millimetres and the American. I think I read the American. Never mind, they'll be really cosy. They are massive, but I'm not overly fussed because I quite like thick winter style socks. So yeah, this yarn isn't knitting up how I envisaged. This yarn isn't knitting up how I envisaged it to, but I still really like it. It's got a lot less pink than I thought, but that's all good. It's kind of like a yellow with the blue, and there's like pops of green as well, this nice kind of Kelly green. Super cute. So I am knitting on these. As you can see, I've taken the needles off, partly because I needed them for the ribbing of this, but I've taken lots of needles off lots of things, and now I don't know what needle size I was knitting it on. So I can't find a 2.5 needle, which leads me to think that I probably knit these on a 3. So I might just stick a 3 on and see. I did make a mistake actually in my Whitmoor, exactly the same thing. I finished one sleeve and then I started the other one immediately. What needles did I use? It was the ribbing needles. So there's 10 rows of this lace pattern. That's really quite, you know, tight. It's not tight on the arms, thankfully. I thought, oh my god, I'm going to get like this band of, you know, but no, it's all good. But yes, I am renowned for making silly mistakes like that occasionally. So I don't know what needle size I knit these on, but I will finish them because actually I really like them and they are fun to knit. These are in my Daisy Stitches bag, which also came during Vlogmas, so you will, if you've seen it, in the gorgeous package that she sent, with a little mini and everything. But look how cute! I really love this fabric. The bears kind of put me off because it makes it kind of a little bit more kid-like, but I think without them, it's just not the same, is it? It's just not as cute. And I love this fabric that she's used as her contrast for the top. So it's a cute little sock sack, perfect for these kinds of knits. Before we go on to acquisitions, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's supported Curated Yarn Co. over the last couple of months really. We've been open since the beginning of October, so not long really, and it's just going from strength to strength, and I'm so pleased and proud of what we've done so far. At the moment we are planning lots of really fun things, and I also have a few collaborations in the mix. if you're at all interested, I also have a Beat the January Blues gift box. This is going to be a yarn based on Lofoten, which is a gorgeous place in Norway. I'll put a picture up. It is absolutely stunning. It's an archipelago on the edge of Norway. And the history link is that it has the oldest recreation of a Viking longhouse in the world. So it's beautiful, and you can see the northern lights from there, and it's famous for kind of the fjords. The colour of the fjords is absolutely beautiful. The mountains, and then you have the red houses that are kind of traditional to Norway. So if you're at all interested in getting that gift box, I have, I don't know as of this podcast, I can't promise. I have a handful, let's put it that way. I have a handful left. We've already sold quite a few, which is great. They're £45, and they will have a yarn from us. They have a notions pouch from Tudor Rose Crafts, who is absolutely the most amazing bag maker. I have some of her bags and I love them. And there will be a limited edition only for the box. In fact, everything is only for the box, to be honest. From copo.uk will be a limited edition stitch marker also, as well as some treats to kind of make your January a little bit brighter. So if you're at all interested, they are in the shop. I'll put the link to the shop in the show notes below in the description box. They're always there if you're interested, as is the newsletter, so you're first to know when anything comes out in the shop. So if you want one of those boxes, please be quick and grab one if you can, because I don't want to disappoint anyone by saying they've all gone, I'm sorry. There aren't any extras, not even for me. There aren't any extras, I don't think. So yeah, if you want one, please go and grab one. So with that in mind, I think it would be nice to do a little giveaway. So just as a thank you for kind of all the support, all the lovely comments that we've had in YouTube, a gift card for 2 skeins of yarn from Curated Yarn Co. And also my lovely friend Hannah from Yarnia Designs has been very kind. She's got this new amazing cowl, which is called the Festive Cheer cowl, which has just come out. It is perfect for your minis and your advents, all of those kind of things. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll put it on the screen so you can see. So she's just released this in time for Christmas and Advent. She has also gifted a copy to the podcast, which is really sweet of her. And so I think we should do a giveaway whereby you win the pattern, which Hannah will send to you either via Ravelry or PayHip or one of those things she's able to do it on. And I will put in 2 skeins of anything you'd like in the shop. Obviously the boxes and stuff can't count this time, but 2 skeins of any Curated Yarn Co. yarn that you would like. In order to enter, what I'd really like you to do is click subscribe and leave us a comment that says kind of like, what do you do with your scrappy projects? So did you get an advent calendar this year? If so, we'd love to know. We're hoping to do an advent calendar this year, 2021, so I'm really excited. It'd be nice to know kind of who got which ones and what they think. And also, if you've got any scrappy project patterns that you love, pop them in as well and we can all find out together. I will draw the winner on the next podcast, so it will be about, I don't know, a couple of weeks hopefully, but we've got a very busy January coming up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Obviously I will link Hannah's designs down below. She also has a lovely podcast, so if you're interested, I will leave the link to that too. As we're talking Christmas, I have acquisitions. So as you've seen, I treated myself to these gorgeous project bags that were Christmassy related, because I didn't have any Christmas project bags, and that's just wrong. So I have those gorgeous 2 bags that I've shown you, one from Daisy Stitches and one from Woolly Goodness. I initially went on because her self-striping looked gorgeous and someone was working on a project with it, And this is the Fruit Pastels colourway, and it's a 50-gram ball, and it comes with a 20-gram mini. So 70 grams in all. This is her Fruit Pastels colourway. Oh, it's so pretty. What I like about it is it's sherbet colours, but I don't tend to gravitate towards yellow too much. So the fact that it's down a sherbet orange, I thought was lovely. So there's her label. So I picked that up when I picked up the project bag. Then I did an order for some Christmas gifts, not just for me. Again, if you look on the vlog, you can see me unbox this. But I treated myself to some Felici. I've never bought Felici from Knit Picks before, but I've always seen it and really liked it. And they had some favourites colourways that they reintroduced into the shop. So I picked up 2 skeins of each of these so that I can make a few cute pairs of socks. This one is Punch Bug, which is kind of this, it reminds me of the 70s. It's got those lovely kind of burgundies with pink and tealy blues and stuff. It's really cool. So that one is Punch Bug. And then I got the Beyond the Wall, which is a nice manly colour. I thought could make some nice socks for maybe my husband or somebody else. Hopefully 2 skeins is enough. I've never used Felici, so I don't know. But if you have, leave me a comment and let me know if 2 skeins of Felici is enough for a man's pair of socks. Then the last one I got was Cupcake Karaoke, because it's just too cute. Look at it, it's so lovely. So I'm hoping to just do some nice vanilla socks this year. Yeah, and just enjoy. Talking of sock yarn, I didn't have an advent this year, partly because I dye my own yarn, and I kind of thought, oh, I've got loads of minis, I could just dye myself 24 skeins, 24 minis, and work it out from there. So what I decided to do was to treat myself in a Fab Funky Fibres update, because they're really quite rare at the moment, I've noticed. And I don't think I've ever bought Fab Funky Fibres, but my friend Bex, who has the Bex Creates podcast, is a knitting whiz. She's so fast, and she uses them a lot for her self-striping socks. So I picked up some 50-gram skeins, and again I use these as kind of like open one a week for my advent, even though I knew what they were, it wasn't the same. So this is Rainy Day Rainbow, which is a grey with rainbow stripes. Then we went I Can Dance, which is very similar, rainbow with grey stripes, but I think the striping is different. Got the nice purples and blues and stuff in there. And then this one was Peachy something. Oh, Cheeky Peach. Cheeky Peach. I absolutely love. They are so good at branding. I mean, look away if you don't want to look at a lady bum, but oh, so cute. I better crop that out of. They won't put my podcast up, will they? Their branding is beautiful. For every different colourway, they have a different label, and they are super cute. And they all come with stitch markers, I've just noticed. How cute is that? So yes, those 3 I treated myself to as kind of like my advent calendar. Then Christmas came along, and I didn't ask for a lot at Christmas because we were only seeing one side of the family, and you know, I've got business costs and stuff. I'd rather focus on that a little bit. So I bought myself some stuff and told my husband to wrap it up. So I caught a Dandelion Dogwood update, and I caught it probably November, maybe October, and I've wanted one of these bags for ages, so I just thought I'll buy it and then he can wrap it up for me for Christmas, which, bless him, he did do with quite a few things. So here you go. This is my Dandelion Dogwood project bag. I really like the sparkle they've used, and then this is just a nice drill canvas and then a softer canvas top, and it comes with this beautiful little stitch marker bag charm which has a little bell on it, which is super cute, and it has pockets. I'll show you that in a second. It's a nice big kind of sweater sized bag with pockets. Yeah, I really like it. I wish I could find some of this fabric because I could probably make one, but they are made really beautifully, and I think the little charm just elevates it a little bit. Even like the little, for the sewists, this little bit of velvet ribbon just to hold the charm on is nicely thought out, and the sewing is absolutely bang on. It's beautiful. So that's the bag. And then I could have gone completely nuts in her shop, but I don't currently dye Aran. So I thought, well, I'll get a Christmassy sort of colourway in Aran. So this is her Iced Cinnamon Stars colourway on her 100% Merino. It's called her Perfect Aran, but it's worsted. I do have a worsted base, so maybe it's the same base, I'm not sure. I'd have to look and check. But yes, it's really pretty. It's typical Dandelion Dogwood colours, super soft, pinks, neutrals, and that lovely brown. This is Amy, who is also the designer of the Whitmoor sweater. So as you can see, got that kind of vibe going on. But yeah, it's a nice Aran weight. It's actually quite a good twist. I'd have to check my base. I think that's a different one. But yes, it's lovely and nice and chunky for a hat, I thought. Make a nice hat. So any pattern ideas for that, please let me know. So future knitting plans, I want to finish that hoodie, and I really want to cast on a festive cheer cowl for myself. So Hannah very kindly gifted me the pattern, and I think I'm probably going to use Curated Yarn Co. I have a few minis from where I've done test dyes, so I thought it might be fun to do a Curated Yarn Co. minis festive cheer cowl. I just want to say thank you for all the support this year. It's been so lovely. I've really missed being with people in real life this year. So doing the vlogging and podcasting and creating some more videos has been really rewarding, and actually pushed me to start the business, because actually I had plans to start it a couple of years ago, and I just haven't had the confidence until now. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, really. So that's my plans so far. I'm thinking I might like to do a little knit along if anyone is interested. So I have loads of patterns in my Ravelry library. I don't know how many. I will put the number on the screen, but it's bad. I absolutely love them. I've been lucky enough to be gifted a few, but most I have purchased. And I need to knit them, frankly. So I thought it might be fun to do a little knit along, just kind of through YouTube, and use our library of patterns. So when new ones come along, there's always that thing of, oh, I want a new pattern, I want to try this one. So I'm not going to discourage that, because I am exactly the same. I thought we'd use the hashtag pattern library cow. So it just means that every time you've used a pattern that's in your Ravelry or Payhip or Ribbler or wherever it is, a pattern, even if it's a paper pattern, a pattern that you have used that was in your stash let's say pre-2021. So say you bought it from New Year's Day. So yeah, we'll say New Year's Day. So if you bought it pre-New Year's Day 2021, I think it should count. So if you use the hashtag pattern library cow, and we will knit along using patterns that are in our stash. But obviously, like, stash is a bit of a divisive word, isn't it? As you can see, I keep quite a lot of things in my craft room, and I love using things that I already have, but I also love buying things, and I love new things. So it's just to encourage me to use the library that I have. Yeah, I hope you want to join in. I may set up a Ravelry group. I do have a Ravelry group for this podcast. It's not hugely active, so what I might do is maybe put one up for Curated Yarn Co. and I'll work out the details and I will let you know on Instagram. So thank you so much if you've watched all the way through. Don't forget to join in the giveaway. Make sure you tell me what scrappy projects you have planned, if you have some patterns, any of those things, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And make sure if you would like, have a little look at Hannah's channel as well. So take care, guys. It's really tough at the moment here in the UK. We have what is effectively a national lockdown looming today. There's going to be another announcement. We've got a new tier, which is effectively almost full lockdown. They're talking about creating a tier above, so a tier 5, which I'm assuming will probably be a full lockdown. So I hope your projects are bringing you joy, and I will see you guys really soon. Take care.